I would like, if I may, to take
Hey guys, we're out here at the Southwest Ohio Center for Neurological Disorders. So down towards Cincinnati. Today is Dad's thing, so we're doing taking this down for him. This is for his Parkinson's and dementia. Things that are going on with him. You know, he's 87, 88, 89. He's there. I can throw a rock and almost get to it, but he's there. And so we're down to hopefully try and see what we can find out about that, between that for him and the cancer problems and all that stuff and everything that he has. And so we're here doing that. It's Groundhog Day. Not sure when you'll see this, but it's Groundhog Day. And it's been interesting so far. T's really bad off, so she's in a coma more or less, trying to deal with sleep deprivation and everything, and they've got all these machines plugged into her, and we're just not sure what's working or not. But anyway, I am looking forward to the opening up of the season. New administration, new rules, new guidelines. Hey, new virus. Well, not brand new. It's a mixing up of the new, and it's a blended virus. Good. It's in our new political atmosphere and stuff. It's one of those. It's a woke virus. There you go. So it's not looking good for that. Pretty bad. Storms out west are pretty bad. Things are happening. It's the world, you know. Still think we could take care of ourselves. We could do things for ourselves and straighten this all out. But just need to be smart, make our choices, do the right thing. You know, you have the right to live your life like you want to live your life. But as I mentioned before about the mask, if you have it, please try not to spread it. I know there are a lot of people, and I do understand what they're saying about the thinning of the herd. I do understand that. I would like to last as long as I can and not see my loved ones suffer and fade away. And it's hard to watch the world go through this and everything, but you know, you're not going to fix it in a 4-year administration, forced, mandated, you're going to type of environment, and that's only going to cause more turmoil. But then again, as I always say, what the hell do I know? But I've been thinking about the cars and stuff. I've got to put brake pads on the front of the Gopher, brake lines. I've got to pull the bearing out of that front end, and it's a 2-piece bearing where that's held in with a 2-piece shaft, so I have to get that out of there. I know how to get it out. I haven't had to work on that before on the Gopher. So, you know, the thing is, with my old body and my hands, is deterioration in my hands, the way it's getting and stuff, that might be a little, so you know, a 45-minute job might turn into a 4 or 5 day job. And that's if I can get up and down and lay there long enough. It's not bad if I can get down and have someone hand me tools, and Dad used to be good for that, because when I was a kid, that's what I used to do for him. He'd get down, he'd do this, he'd do that, and I'd hand him tools until I could pick it up and go on and whatever. Now, his ability to, between a socket wrench and a spanner or a crescent wrench or a pair of pliers, the confusion is pretty great. So if I lay them all out and point to them, then it's easier than saying I need the pliers and he hands me a screwdriver. But it is what it is. He's still, I'm still pleased to have him around to where he can spend time with us and everything. But so I kind of need somebody to help me hand tools, because that getting up and down thing on my spine and my body and stuff, it just doesn't work. I still need to pull apart the rear torsion assembly and the upper and lower control arms. Whoever maintenance wise worked on it, I don't know whether it was in the Carolinas when it was still owned by the police department, or after it got brought to Ohio, somebody welded the adjusters. So the adjusters on the rod ends and stuff have all been welded. They welded the nuts, they welded through the threads, everything. I mean, it would have been one thing if they'd have tack welded the nuts, but they welded the nuts, then they welded the threads. Totally unnecessary. So I've got to try and see if I can cut that weld, because those upper and lower control replacement arms for that are $3,000. The BT57. Now I could probably get them off of a used one, and I definitely could make a set. I could tell someone how to make the set. My hands, and stuff. I mean, I understand. It's nothing that I haven't made before. It's just not capable of doing it. So I've got to do that, because I've got one true wheel in the rear, and another one has a slight caster to it. A slight camber to it and caster. So it's pitched in. So it tends to wear the tire, but not that much. And for as much as it wears, I could continue to drive it. I could just swap sides and then actually spin the tires, dismount and remount the tires backwards, and I could do that 4 times. So I mean, I could make it last another 12 years, which is probably going to be longer than I'm going to need to go for. I wish it wasn't so, but I kind of firmly believe that that's going to happen. Big thing is I'm worried about what happens to mom and dad and all my buddies and all that stuff, concerned and stuff when I'm gone, because there are quite a few people that I try and help, but I don't know. It's just getting to that point. But anyway, I long for the days when we were a smaller group instead of this worldwide responsibility, worldwide try and care and stuff like that. I long for the days when it was your community care, and we took care of each other. Being from a farming community and stuff like that, if somebody was hungry, you fed them. If you needed help, somebody came. It's just, now it's, we got to think about the worldwide thing and all this stuff and everything. Well, if we didn't just have 100% open door policy with no regulation and ramifications for that, this is what we're suffering with. So again, what the hell do I know? And it's not a political thing. It's a social, it's a small social thing. I mean, I like the community. I like the close-knit community. That's why I get along with all my, most of them are dead or in jail, but the biker community and stuff that I was raised with, grew up with and spent time with and stuff, all the ex-military guys from the Air Force Base and the Army guys and all the Navy guys, all the veterans and stuff that basically raised me, and it's just, and most of them became bikers when they came back. So, it is what it is. It was, they saw what was going on and they wanted that community and camaraderie and stuff and that brotherhood, and that's where you can get it. I'm telling you. And that's why I really appreciate and like the car culture guys and stuff. And I'm so depressed at the way they're talking about shutting that all down, and instead of easing it out like they've been trying to do for a while, granted, for a while, they want to just shut it off. The electric cars are not at that point yet. They will be, but they're not at that point yet. You cannot just flip a switch and say no more. Well, it was like that Cash for Junkers thing. They destroyed an entire lifetime of economy by crushing those cars that did not need to be crushed. They should have went for recycling and refurbishing and or parts and so forth and so on. You have certain cars of a certain era right now, you can't even get parts for them, used parts anyway, and the parts you can get for a lot of those cars are knockoffs of knockoffs of knockoffs from China or wherever, China, and they're crap. They're crap. The way that the things are being done, I mean, people gripe about, oh, we can get it much cheaper done here. Yes, you can, but who are you getting it from? Well, we're getting it from this place. You don't know that because they're knockoffs of knockoffs of knockoffs, and the generations go on down and down and down. Now, I'm guilty of some of that. I go to Harbor Freight, I pick up stuff and whatever, but let me tell you something. If there was a place to buy good quality American products, I'm there. I don't mind paying more for something that's going to last my lifetime, like I used to pick up. I mean, we used to pick up the 50s car, which are still a lot of them are around, and they still last and stuff. We'd buy a 50s car, a 60s car. You got into 72, 75, and then you started getting when the oil crisis, quote unquote, and stuff happened. Then things started getting cheaper and less and this and whatever. Are they all more efficient now? Yes, but you've got to be a computer programmer, which I can do, but you got to be a computer programmer to be able to handle them, and they don't want to make them to last. I mean, when you start sealing transmissions with no dipstick and rear ends with no fill valve and all of that stuff, and you're making things to last for approximately a 3-year period, there's an issue there. Every 3 years, you've got to take out a loan for 9 years to pay for a car that's only going to last 3 years. So it's an ongoing, never-going thing. Saw this thing about they're trying to make us into a rent society where you own nothing and you will be happy. You will be happy. You will be happy. You own nothing. Where you own nothing and you'll be happy, and then you're dependent on foreign countries, companies, mass marketing BS, governments that you don't know who or what they're really about, the way they treat their people and stuff. It reminds me of the day when back in the 20s and 30s, you go to work for coal mines. Folks came from the coal mines from the Carolinas and the Virginias and stuff. Relatives came through there, worked in the coal mines and stuff, and you were paid in chits, and the chits were only good for the company store, quote unquote. So you couldn't get paid money to go buy what you wanted. You had to get what they supplied you, their brand they supplied you, at the price they supplied you, and whatever. Come on, folks. You want to get back to that? Please. Take away your choice. This is what you've got. You're going to be handed it. You're going to like it. I'm not standing in line like Mother Russia. I'm not standing in line for 2 days for a roll of toilet paper, and they end up handing you a sheet of notebook paper saying, take it or not. That's what you get. Anyway, getting off track, but I'm waiting here, and you tell I'm stressed. I'm waiting here, and we'll see what goes on. I guess this really wasn't a whole lot of automotive stuff other than me just letting loose a little bit. So it might be a few hours. They have quite a few things to plug him into and try and test the deterioration of his brain and the neuro response, the receptors neuro response between his hands, because he shakes so bad now. It's, we got to watch him when he goes to eat. I've got it bad, and I figure it's a hereditary thing that it's going to go through our genetic structures on the male, just like the cancers in our family. So not sure I'm going to look forward to this, or I'm going to wait for it to come. I'm not sure. I haven't made that total decision. I got a pretty good idea, but I haven't made that total decision where I'm going to hang around and wait for it to consume me. But I'm looking forward to spending time with you guys at least one more summer if I can, and we'll get back out there. And I want to thank again, there are a lot of people that contribute and support recognition. I appreciate. I want to make sure that they understand that I appreciate it, and I know so many more do that may not mention it, but I know they do because they say it to me. The guys that help support it, all the guys that put up the stuff for the car shows, the guys holding the car shows, the mechanics, all of the customizers, and just the people that show up that enjoy it. You're a great group of folks. I really appreciate it, and I miss you. And hopefully we can get back out there, and I'll quit ranting now because I'm afraid I'm going to go into craziness. More the craziness. So we'll be back on the road in a couple hours. I said it'll take a couple hours for them to go through these tests. So I'm here waiting. See ya.
Damn, that was annoying.
I don't get